Yahoo, Prof here. Actually, that's Paisley Marie. She's taking a little sleep on my bed. So let's get started on this video. Some of you may recognize that. If so, down in the comments. Who ships via UPS Express? Let's give her a little slice and dice. Totally didn't go and grab some examples for comparison. Oh, I went in the wrong side. I totally went on the wrong side. Skills. Receipt. Sticker. Technically that's packing slip, not a receipt. Pen. Let's see here. What can we gather from the outside of the box? That is a normal package. As in, like this one. You're like, yeah, but that one's special because that is number 46 of the Nebula. So this could be something special. Dun dun dun! This is the glorious Nebula I picked up. Really nice. My first numbered pen. From Tactile Turn. Finally saw in advance that they were coming out and managed to get up in time to order one. This, however, is not one of those. That's a looker. It's not black. Some of you that run blue-black ink, this is black. That's black. That's blue-black. Oh, look at that grain structure. The G10 there. Gorgeous. So to confirm, the G10 black blue. Sorry, it's not blue black. Black blue. I'm surprised they called it black blue. Maybe that is actually the color of the G10 material. Not blue black, because generally if we're going in ink terms, they call it blue black, not black blue. Oh, that's a tight. It's a tight bolt action there. So we pop it back to 1x, and we're going to macro. Alright, there you go. We got some macro going. Look at that grain structure on the G10, because what they do is they stack up and compress layers, because normally G10's really thin. You'd see it on like like a scale for a knife or a gun. Super grippy. We've talked about it before. But yeah, look at that grain structure. That's why not only does the blue-black look really good, I mean, look at down here. It's like stealth-ish. So for comparison, we have the natural G10. There you go. We have the natural G10. I do not have the OD green. I thought I was going to like the OD green better than the natural based on their photos. Didn't really end up being that way. David, however, loved it. So that's in one of his dailies, actually. And this orange one's so smooth. And that's our carrot pen. So that was April Fool's. I believe. This one's pretty smooth as well, but the carrot one's really smooth. So the natural I like just translucent. It reminds me of nylon. And actually G10 is fairly similar to like a fiberglass and a nylon. Now on both of these, however, you can see a little bit of the grain structure on the natural. If we pump that into 5x here, you can see a little bit of the grain structure on the natural. You can see a little bit more on the G10, but look at that grain structure on the black blue. It's just so good. And I know some of you are going to be peeved by that doesn't line up with this. It would have to be like right there. I'm guessing that's how they milled it. But the, yeah, see, because it would have lined up. But just having to tweak it that little bit more to get it actually tight from the threading. Yeah. Makes it just not line up. So you could back it off if you're really all for that, like matchy, you know. You can make it line up, but tight is actually right there. All of them are kind of like that. The orange is like that. See, it's offset a little bit. It would have to be like right there. You get that little seam. Normally you wouldn't notice too much on the. This one's even. It's about the same on all these. So maybe they could have figured that out and adjusted it, so you wouldn't have to do that little bit of a turn like that. Now that as I've been saying lately, schwuck. They just schwuck the carrot pen. This thing, oh, that's not as smooth as the other ones. It's real. I mean, it should have the same spring there. This one just feels a little bit more gritty, a little bit heavier. Oh, the outside of it is really grippy because of that grain structure. But yeah, had to pick it up. Like, did you really need another G10 bolt? No, but the blue-black just looks so good. So freaking good. And like, it's happened in the past for some of the stuff with the grain structure. It's not the same on every one, so I'm very happy to say that when mine showed up, it came exactly how it was in their photos, with that really good, like, you can see like the thicker piece there and like how it builds up, and that grain structure really makes it. These things are really grippy. They do wear down over time though a little bit because it is G10. That is a texture in the actual material. This carrot pen is one of my main daily drivers that I grab all the time because orange, yellow is my color, but orange is like, I mean, orange is just like a variant of yellow, right? And the translucent looks really good. I'd probably take the Ultim pen over this though, personally. If I were to run like a translucent one. But this blue-black with that green, beautiful, beautiful. So let me know, guys. Let me know down below in the comments. What do you think about the new blue-black color? They did also. They're never gonna restock the orange. That was just for like, I think April Fools. Basically, they had a carrot. Oh, we made a carrot pen, and then they like Linus has done it before, where it's like, oh, we had the whole thing, and they had hoodies in it for the Uncle Linus April Fools video, and then you could actually buy the Uncle Linus hoodies. It's one of my favorite hoodies, actually. So they actually made the carrot pen, and I had to have the carrot pen because it's awesome, you know. But yeah, and don't forget, if you do pick these up, these are extra thick. They're the same thickness as the Ultim. I think that's just due to the strength of material, etc. But they are a bit thicker. That also means there's a little bit less room in the clip. If we zoom on in here, you can see that gap here to actually fit it in your pocket is, you know, not as big as, say, here's an aluminum one. Let's zoom on in here. Here's the aluminum Montana Knife Co. that also just got restocked with them. You can kind of see that is a much greater gap. This is a standard thickness aluminum, so it's a little bit different body style. You can almost fit an unmodified, like, I don't know what's done different in the aluminum body bolts, bolt bolt pens versus the, you know, like the titanium style. You know, like the Nebula you saw. Here's like a class. I mean, the design is not a class. This is one of their like numbered pens. But yeah, this style you have to take a millimeter or so to 2 at most, close to the 1 millimeter off of it to make it fit in here. However, the aluminum, I mean, like you just gotta give it a little lick, and it'll actually make it without cutting it, but it makes like a click noise because it catches that little point right there. So just take the lightest amount off there. These the thicker pens, it feels like probably because of dimensions of the material, you have to take even more off than the titanium one. So let me know down below. What do you think about the black blue? I was calling it blue black, but it's the black blue one. I really love that color because it's deep and dark. You know, kind of like a blue black ink. But look at the grain structure is what really got me, is that grain structure. So let me know down below. Any other pens you want to see of mine, or any you think I should get that would fit my collection. I really prefer like the milled ones from like smaller teams that make it either themselves or with their team, rather than like there's that big design, I think it is, or whatever. They get a little too complex, and I feel like they're a little too mass produced. At least in my opinion. And kind of like the one that's a bit outside of that is the Linus Tech Tips pen, but I had to see what they were going to make with their scribe driver, which he wanted to name the write-off. I think they had like 1,000 or so of these initially made. They sold out immediately. Then they made 10,000, and beginning of the week they were already out of at least half of them. So either like, oh, are we a pen company now? This is definitely not on the same level as the Tactile turn pens. Remember, this is $100. This is 30. So they have room there to really, really improve. I gave them some tips based on, my feedback and everything. I was like, hey, I really think future ones you should go with the Uniball. They couldn't do it on there because the Uniball refill is too thick. Ran into that even on the new Tactile Knife Co. Or not Tactile Knife Co. Tactical Keychains. This is the one in the previous video that I picked up for David and I, and the new TK. Is it Switch? TK. Hold on here. I can't check my phone. You're on my phone right now. But check out the previous video. This I tried putting a Parker refill in it. No. A Schmidt Capless in it, and it's too thick. The just a hair too thick. The Parker refill did fit widthwise. These are actually designed for a space pen, turns out. Very small, lightweight click mechanism that's based, I think it's a Schmidt based click mechanism. Same one Keras bases theirs off of. I gotta pick up, if you're wondering why it doesn't click out and you're having to force it, that's because it doesn't have a refill in it right now. I don't generally stock space pen refills because they're not my jam generally. But this thing's actually like really nice. The milling on the stuff that he did is so smooth, really nice. I think I could have used an O-ring probably, but we'll see. I think it'll be fine, but it's definitely tapered to have an O-ring too, and usually Keras has one in there. That's why I actually had the question for Tactile Turn when I got my Montana Knife Co. And I was undoing this because this is actually made of aluminum. Most of their collabs with people are made out of aluminum, not titanium. Probably just to keep the cost down because they don't think that the people that they're necessarily collabing with are used to paying, you know, like pen collector pen prices, or like, you know, pen enthusiast pen prices. There was no O-ring in there, and I was like, hey, I reached out and I was like, hey, did you guys, like, when you redesigned it for the aluminum one, when you you know, like when you redesigned it for the aluminum bolt pen, did you redesign it so it doesn't need a what do you want to call it, like a O-ring in the tip? And they're like, no, it should have an O-ring. And I'm like, well, mine does not. And they shipped me, actually it was like a pack of 3, I think they shipped me for free. So, and this is actually one of my favorites. Once again, the orange really stands out on that gloss black, and it's super lightweight because it's the aluminum rather than I think I bought Squares an aluminum one as a gift with the Parker refill, not the and it was I had all that bang on. Same thing. I know them pretty well nowadays, guys. With this, I also got him the rainbow anodized one from Tactical Keychains, and that's like, yep. He's like, yep, that's one I would pick, and I'm like, bang. I bet, you know, pretty good. But yeah, and this I bought. Love the colorway, the black and the orange. Especially with the like the orange accents here and everything, how it turned out. But the knurling, gotta go with the knurling because I have the Bernally as well and the brass, and that knurling. Everybody wants the knurling, you know. So let me know. We'll give you one last close up with the new black blue G10 tactile turn bolt. I believe it's stainless guts, stainless clip. I might be wrong there. Correct me down below if I am. But that looks so good with the grain structure they have. For some reason, it really pops on the black blue. Nowhere like any of these other ones. The OD green kind of had it, but nothing like this guy. So hopefully we'll see you in the next video. As always, have a good one. Peace.